Matt from Some Fish Aquariums here. Welcome to my new series where we're going to talk about how to become a beginner to pro fast. We're going to cut through all the noise and just tell you only the things you need to know about each topic, like lighting, fertilizer, substrate, CO2, RO water, all the things that make a planted tank great, and just what you need to know. For a planted tank, all you need to know is power levels and photo period. What is PAR? PAR. Photosynthetically active radiation. So basically it's just what your plants need in order to grow from the light. So when someone says that they have high PAR, they're talking about 90 or more UMols of PAR at the substrate level. Now let's talk about how the depth of your tank changes, how the PAR reaches the bottom of the tank. If you're trying to grow low light demanding plants and you have a shallow aquarium, any LED will produce enough PAR for these plants. If you're trying to grow low light demanding plants but you have a deeper tank, you're going to want an LED that says planted in the name of the light. So that's like a Haiger planted. If you're trying to grow high light demanding plants and you have a shallow aquarium, those strip LED lights with planted in the name will do just fine if you have only about 12 inches of water depth. If you're trying to grow high light demanding plants and you have a deeper tank, you're going to want a higher powered light. So let's talk about our options when it comes to those lights. There's the planted strip lights and then the higher power ones. And there's different types of higher power ones, some that you can control more features than others. So for low light demanding plants, I'm going to recommend a Haiger 957. These are pretty affordable. And what you want to do is get the one that matches the size, like the length of your tank. So if you have a 30-inch tank, go with the 30-inch unit that covers all the way. So the Haiger 957 for a 30-inch is only $59. It's pretty affordable. So if you want high light demanding plants, there's two lights that I would recommend. And I'd recommend trying to find them used on Facebook Marketplace. The first one is Nylock G Prism. And the second one is Vipar Spectra. Now these lights provide a huge amount of PAR. You can grow any highlight demanding plants in probably any depth of water. These are fantastic lights and they're very affordable. So the Nylock G Prism is only around $165 new on their website, and then the Vipar Spectra is about $140 on Amazon. I'll put the links in the description below. These two lights are amazing for plant growth. They're pretty much unchallenged in their ability to grow plants. So if your biggest concern is just plant growth, go with one of these two. There's one feature that these lights don't have, and that's the ability to really change the colors and how the visual appearance of the tank looks to a camera or to your eye looking at the tank. If you want more control of the light, you're going to want Chihiro's RGB2 Pro. Now this light runs about $316 on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. And this is a good light that allows you to get any growth you want out of your highlight demanding plants. And it allows you to fine tune the color so that it looks better to your eye. These other lights that are a little bit cheaper don't allow you to change the colors. So sometimes the reds don't look right, or the greens don't look right, or the whole tank just looks kind of purple. So with the Chihiros, you have the ability to dial that up or down, different colors in the red, greens, and blues to play with how the colors play with the light. This light will give you the same amount of power to grow the plants that you're interested in growing, and also make the tank look the way that you want to. So let's talk about photo period. Let's do this as an example of if you're starting out a brand new aquarium. You're going to want to start your lights on a timer for about 6 hours a day for the first 2 weeks. As your plants grow in, you can change that to 7 hours a day. And after about 4 weeks, you could go to 8 hours a day if you're not seeing any algae. Let your plant growth and your algae determine whether or not you can increase that lighting. Now, real quick, let's talk about how that power works. So week 1 and 2, I would set the light to 50% of power if you have an adjustable light like the Nylac G or the Vipar Spectra. Adjust that power down to 50% for the first 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, if you're not seeing any algae, increase that. You're going to go to 7 hours at 60% power. And after another week, so 4 weeks in, you can go to 70% power and 7 or 8 hours of light. If you're not seeing algae and you want to deepen the reds in the tank, increase that power up to like 80%. That's all you need to know about photoperiod. Just kind of let the plant and algae guide your decisions of if you need more power or less power, or more hours or less hours. As you increase the photoperiod and the power, increase the fertilizer along with it. So start your fertilization at 50% of the recommended dose. After 2 weeks, if you're adjusting the light up, adjust your fertilizer up to the recommended dose on the bottle. After that, if you're seeing any plant deficiencies after 3 or 4 weeks, increase the fertilizer by 1.5 times the recommendation on the dosing bottle. So again, you're going to let your plant growth determine that. If you have algae, don't increase your fertilizer. All right, so to recap, we talked about PAR. That's a photosynthetically active radiation. It's really just the power that gets down to that substrate. It's what the plants need for growth. All right, so we talked about the PAR and the depth ratio to PAR. We recommended the Haiger planted light or any strip light that has planted in the name will do just fine for shallow tanks or low light demanding plants. We recommend the Nylac G Prism or the Vipar Spectra for high light demanding plants, kind of on a budget where you don't have all the bells and whistles, but you have enough to grow the plants really well. All right, if you want that full controllability, just that beautiful tank that you can really dial in, you want to take a lot of pictures of it, make good videos of it that don't have like purple hues and things like that in it, you're going to want to get that Chihiro's RGB2 Pro. Those are the lights I recommend. So that's it for lighting, guys. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything that you think someone trying to go from a beginner to a pro would need to know in order to grow great plants. Anything that they need to know about lighting. Did I miss anything? Is there anything that you do differently from what I said? So thanks for watching lighting in my series, Beginner to Pro Fast. If you think more people would be interested in this kind of information, hit the like button and subscribe so that you see the next in the series, or look for in the playlist if you're watching this at a later time. We'll see you guys there.